From the post-millennial, Doug Emhoff, for those that don't know, that's Kamala Harris's husband, accused by anonymous sources claiming to be friends to his ex of slapping his then girlfriend in France in 22. It's kind of an awkward way to write the headline, so I'll give you the simple version. According to a Daily Mail exclusive with multiple sources, Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, slapped his ex-girlfriend for, quote, flirting with another man. But the story is actually, and it's been corroborated by numerous people, they say, he was on a date with this woman at the Cannes Film Festival. She went to the valet to get her car pulled up, and she put her hand on his shoulder. Emhoff then walked up, grabbed her by the shoulder, and spun her around, and then just bam, so hard in the face, she spun around. Then forced himself into her car as she was trying to flee. It's scandalous. I don't know. It's salacious. It's the exclusive story that's in the news right now. And they say they've got documents proving the travel, text messages from the friends confirming the story. And it looks like Kamala Harris's husband is a woman beater.
That's a very bad week for Kamala. You've got the debate, you've got the union strike, and now you've got Emhoff. No wonder why the betting polls are showing the margin flip after
Hillary
Kamala's
Clinton said October surprise is going to pervert Kamala Harris.
Yeah. It's going to try and make Kamala Harris look bad. So did she know this was coming? There was that other story where Doug Emhoff, and I think this is pretty much confirmed, that he had an affair with his children's nanny, who was also a teacher at the school.
Yeah.
But the other part was that allegedly what mitigated divorce more than anything is that, or what spurred the divorce more than anything was that she got pregnant, and the rumor is that he pressured her to have an abortion.
Well, according to the story from the Daily Mail, she had a miscarriage, and then he paid off a settlement of $80,000 with a non-disclosure agreement. Here, they say this right here. According to friends, Emhoff did not say how he was allegedly responsible for them. Let me go back a little bit. Emhoff told Jane that the nanny accused him of causing her to have a miscarriage, the friends claimed. According to the friends, Emhoff did not say how he was allegedly responsible for the miscarriage, and he told Jane the nanny's claims were false. But the second gentleman allegedly confessed to Jane that he paid Naylor a settlement of around $80,000 and had the nanny sign a non-disclosure agreement. He was previously dubbed by Democrats as a wife guy and a mensch, a Yiddish term for an honorable kind man. He's also spoken out in media interviews about being an ally to men and against toxic masculinity. You know, look, when I read this and they say that he paid her 80 grand with an NDA and she accused him of causing a miscarriage, sounds more like he beat her.
Yeah, it sounds brutal. I mean,
it
we
sounds
don't
like
know
she was
for
pregnant
sure,
and he beat her and the baby died.
Which is terrifying, right? Like that's a very serious situation, and no one seems to be willing to address it in the mainstream media.
Is this story confirmed? I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Because I can't see it on Fox News. Doesn't have it on their front page. It should be the main story on their front page.
The slapping the woman, Daily Mail says they have corroborating confirmations. Separate individuals who were.
It's because he has a beard. Look at him.
So their claims are, and look, let's say the slapping thing is not true. Their claim is that they've got multiple friends who provided documents of texts and of the trip confirming that this happened. Fine. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm asking about the nanny story. This Naylor. That it is true that he impregnated her?
That is the thing that is debated, right? Like they said that she became pregnant. He ultimately had to come forward with this affair to his wife. He has never confirmed that, but he has said he was unfaithful, and that led to the end of his marriage to the mother of his children.
Wow.
And that the nanny was, at school. I remember. So this story came up I think maybe a month or two ago, and someone found the nanny. Right? She's living a different life now. I think she's living on the East Coast, and she wouldn't talk about it. Now, obviously, if you sign a non-disclosure agreement, you can't talk about it. But as far as we know, she doesn't have any children. So if she did become pregnant and the miscarriage is true, there is not a love child between her and Doug Emhoff. What I think is hard is like, is this going to be something we get kind of raining down on us for the next couple of weeks? Like all these stories of Doug Emhoff being sort of brutal towards women. That's not
Seems like we've just scratched the surface. A lot of these male feminists actually have pretty bad histories with women. There's actually I've noticed that over the past couple of years, where a lot of these guys who are very woke in public and very pro-feminist are actually very bad to women.
It seems like you shouldn't say, well, I'm, anti-toxic masculinity, because that's the tell that you are actually probably an untrustworthy man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for the past month, I've seen nothing in the media about Doug Emhoff, except for these stories about him being this model man and propping up his wife and so forth. But it's all a facade. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find out the source, because it is, there's no evidence to back it, but, Yeah, it's hard to know.
It's
hard to
hard.
know. Either way,
it's
look,
an
in terms of
exclusive-
impact. Sorry, go ahead.
It's an exclusive Daily Mail story where
I'm talking about the nanny one.
Oh, the
The
nanny
pregnancy
one.
one.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out more about that one. There's not much there. He hasn't commented on it either. But either way, I think it will have, again, any story could have a small, any small story could have an impact on the election in a few weeks' time.
But also, this stuff isn't getting talked about publicly. I mean, to be fair, these are difficult things to confirm if no one is willing to say anything.
Yeah.
On the other hand, this is not the way we treat Republicans, right? Like, he is maybe getting a pass, especially as the stories get more serious. They seem to indicate a level of violence that they didn't have before. It's one thing to sort of promote salacious gossip that he was unfaithful and that's why his marriage broke up. But to have this now developing suggested pattern of like very nefarious behavior, maybe manipulative or abusive behavior towards women, you can't really be married to our girl boss feminist president and just turn a blind eye to that. It's difficult for the Kamala Harris to respond to without acknowledging the stories are present, which they don't want to do.
Well, I think it matters if the second gentleman who wants to be the first gentleman is a woman beater.
Yes.
For sure. It doesn't matter as much as policy and real discussions over what these individuals will be doing, but if there's a security issue in the White House. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the wildest month of your life because October has only just begun.
Oh, it's the second.
It's the second.
Oh, geez.
Yep.
Here we
And
go.
We got another 29 days to go. I'm excited for Halloween, by the way, and then a couple more days right up to the election. But here's the thing. The October surprise, usually we have election day. We got election month now, which means deep impact stories, rapid fire. Before it'd be like one big story a week out from the election in October, and everyone's like, oh no, and they try to knock you down so that right before the election it's hard to recover.
Yeah.
They got the whole month. People are going to be voting. So it don't matter. Every day, starting from now until the 5th, every day is election day. So they're going to need all of these stories. It's going to get absolutely insane. The best they could get on JD Vance, I guess, is that he mansplains.
They won't, I don't feel like this, maybe independents, but something like this will not affect anyone who's a Democrat voter. If they're already a Democrat voter, I don't see them. If the guy could have beat up 5 girls and they don't care because they don't like Trump, they hate Trump.
And it's different, again, because it's like, text messages, people who can account for the story, that's a little more solid than just this kind of widely held belief that's why this marriage broke up because of infidelity, and actually infidelity maybe was had some other components to it. It's different than when George W. Bush's like DUI came to light. But then Al Gore chose kind of not to bring that up. I mean, some stuff, both campaigns will be like, we can't touch that because it's actually messy for both of us. And I wonder if this is one of the issues. If you're the Trump campaign and they've already tried to paint you out as like this man who's sort of violent and aggressive towards women, then it would be difficult to start trying to push that this claim against Doug Emhoff is addressed.
And Trump only, real quick, Trump only grabbed a woman. He did not slap any woman, so.
I don't even.
So I do want to point out that so the Daily Mail is the one that broke the story on the nanny cheating with the nanny. Not sure when it comes to abortion. I'm trying to find out more about this, and then he admitted to it. So Doug did admit to CNN. He said, during my first marriage, Kirsten and I went through some tough times on account of my actions. I took responsibility, and and in the years since, we worked through things as a family and have come out stronger on the other side. So he did admit to cheating on his wife. We don't know, maybe you probably know this already, and that only came out in August. And that was also the story broke by the Daily Mail, which broke this story as well.
It was confirmed that he confirmed that he was that the divorce was because of his actions, the infidelity. But his first wife has come out to his defense several times now. But at that time was like, I'm very proud that he was, he's the father of my children, and we're on good terms. Is basically her stance.
Right.
No one has ever really addressed the component of like, did the nanny fall pregnant? What happened in that case?
And it's a good point that this is now election month. So I wonder if we know that Democrats and Democrat leaders, which I think is more important than people who are solid blue and are going to vote for Kamala no matter what comes out over the next month. But I wonder about the timing of these stories, because now that early voting is just starting in certain states, I think we're going to see a lot more blue-leaning October surprises, targeted at Democrats and targeted at Kamala and her circles. And then I think later in the month, we're going to see more red and targeted at Trump October surprises.
I think there's more to this Daily Mail stories. No one's talking about it in the media. Even though there's a few women, according to the Daily Mail, a few women who told the Daily Mail they've corroborated the allegation. So there is a possibility they're holding off the story for political purposes. So we might see a lot more from this, because it's surprising that the media is not talking about this a lot more.
Well,
But so again,
not really. I mean, the corporate press does not want to put out information damaging to the Democrats.
No, even the right-leaning press is not putting it out. Which is, I looked at Fox News; it should be on their front page.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a pretty
true.
big
That's
story.
I
Maybe
think,
they're timing it. I don't know.
no, I think you're right. I think perhaps Daily Mail, this is 10% of the story, and then they're waiting to put out the photos. They're priming it.
Video
Oh,
interview as
photos
well.
out of him doing that? Yeah, that'll be.
The woman got slapped. Someone took a picture of her face. I mean,
Cameras too. All
Imagine
around.
a day before the election, the
hotel?
woman's giving an interview, talking about it in detail, a live interview on 60 Minutes.
And she still has a red face, so like they paint a face that's like a slap hand.
but to,
no, but they show photos being
Yeah.
like, after he hit me, my friends took pictures to document the abuse.
That's exactly
But
what I
to your
meant.
point, if Democrats are more likely to vote by mail, the day before the election is almost too late if the attack
Good
is
point.
on the
Right,
Democrat.
good point.
which
So
means
maybe it
it'll
should
be
be
coming
earlier.
in a week.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe by the time we finish
Stay
this
tuned,
episode.
yeah.
Well, tomorrow, episode 2.
Well, this happened to me a couple days ago when Iran launched those missiles at Israel. While I was live, people are like, hey, there's a fear that Iran's going to launch missiles. And I'm like, sure. Show wraps up. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. And then I look at my phone, missiles launched by Iran. And I'm like, well, right when the show ends. So.
Didn't that happen to you with the pager thing too? You were like getting updates live.
Oh,
from
I
the
was
chat.
covering the pager explosion story. And while I had it pulled up, someone said, hey, walkie-talkies just exploded in Lebanon. And I was
story.
like, what?
But what's crazy to me is I know they started talking about Iran, Israel, Lebanon at the beginning of the debate. I know we've digressed again. But that and Ukraine was barely mentioned. I think because the American people just don't care about it as much, which is surprising to me. But I think that's something that could boil out of control and again impact the it looks really bad for Kamala if you look at add the Middle East to the mix. So you've got the husband, you've got the strike, you've got the debate, which will that disappears, not going to have much of an impact, and you've got the Middle East. So it's not good times for the Democrats right now. But the Middle East is very concerning, and I think it should be getting a lot more attention.
Thanks for watching this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to check out the live show Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. on this channel. Subscribe, and we'll see you all there.